Hello, son. You came to tell me what a good dad you are? What do you want? Applause? It's my little boy. I can't give up on him.
Now, speaking of casting, Nicholas is such an important character to get right. How did you ensure that his struggles with mental illness felt as authentic as possible?
In the first place, I didn't want to ask any actor to do like the cliche, depressing performance, that you can expect from a depressing topic. I feel like, when you are such in pain and you are 17 years old, if you can't do it, you're trying to hide your condition to your parents. And so it's about a certain opacity that I was looking for. Someone that you don't know how to read, his face and what is going on inside his soul. And this is something I was looking for. And at some point I received Zen's tape. And really, as soon as I saw it, I felt he was the right person. So I met him once on Zoom just to see how he would react to my direction, but I had already taken my decision. It's a pure instinctive decision. And even though it was very complicated for me, the fact that he was coming from Australia because of COVID, he was not able to travel. And we met for the very first time 2 days before we started shooting. And
Wow.
Also there was like an additional challenge, which was the accent. Despite of everything, I had the conviction that he had the combination of fragility and strength, to do that. And we were all very impressed by him and by his capacity to explore all these layers of emotions in a very professional way, I would say.
I spoke with Zen the other day, actually, and he shared how liberating that process of how you direct your actors through not much rehearsal time. You encourage them to be in the moment and use themselves personally in their performance. That creative and kind collaboration that you offer to set was met with grace from him. How does that make you feel to hear that was his and your other cast members' experience and how you worked with them?
It's really, really the most exciting, intense moment of making a film, to share this discovery with actors. And I was really grateful to them that they allow me to create a special process, I would say, and they follow me the way I wanted to do it. But it started with Hugh, to be honest, because he's the one who contacted me in the first place. He knew that I was working on it. He knew the play. And so he wrote me a letter to say, if you are already in conversation with another actor, please forget my letter. But if you're not, I would love to have 10 minutes with you to let you know why I should be the one to do this film. And I was really impressed and moved and surprised also to receive such a letter from him. We didn't know each other's, but for what it means in terms of honesty, courage, depth, and a humility also. So we met on Zoom together, and after 10 minutes, I made the decision to work with him, not because of something that he would have said, but really because of what I felt or what was going on between the two of us. He was not the actor trying to catch a role for a specific performance. He gave me access to the man he is, and I felt strongly that he knew deep down, something about that story, about the emotions that I wanted to explore, and that he was, as a man, as a father, and as a son, he was connected to that story, and that it was meaningful to him to tell that. So I thought that it would be the opportunity for him just to allow himself to be himself in front of the camera, because I wanted to do something as impactful, meaning as truthful and as authentic as possible. And because I felt that he had everything in himself, the work would be mainly to try to explore that together. So it means that this is the reason why I made the decision not to rehearse and to work this specific way.
I think it really comes across on screen, the authenticity of all your actors' performances in telling this story as truthfully as possible. And Hugh is incredible in the film. I have to call out one of my favorite scenes is when Peter and Beth get up and dance. It presents as a moment of light amongst the darkness. What else does that scene in particular offer?
I think that's exactly this, the fact that it's never simple. And also, he's this kind of person saying, it's going to be okay. I'm going to handle this. I'm going to fix the situation. And at some point, we want to believe him, we want to feel like maybe it's going to work like that. And when they are starting dancing, we can feel almost the joy, the new family joy of it. And we are about to think, maybe he's right, maybe this is the way to deal with this kind of situation, in a way, to be like that, and to believe, and as Anthony said, to get over it, and suddenly, no, it doesn't work. There is something darker, there is something deeper, and if you do not dare looking at it, facing it, it will explode on your face, and this is what happens.
I also found it quite funny that Hugh's character took quite some convincing to get up and dance, which is funny when you compare Hugh as such like a known for singing and dancing kind of showman. How do you direct someone who knows how to move and dance, not to come across a bit clunky and goofy?
Yeah, but to pretend you do not know how to dance, somehow you have to know how to dance, as an actor. Sure. But it was funny because the day before we shot, he experienced few version of this slightly embarrassing dancing in front of his daughter, and he was like, should I try harder? And she said, no, you're fine, don't worry. And so he came on the morning. He said, okay, I have few version. I'm going to do it. And you pick the one you feel like is the most embarrassing. It was really funny to do that. Yeah.
Oh, kids never hold back from telling the truth. So I think you used the right point of source for that feedback. I personally cannot wait to see what you do next. What is next for you? Will it be closing out the chapter of your spiritual trilogy with the mother?
I don't know, Tim. That's a possibility, but I really don't know yet. It's I'm still, in this position where I need to let this film live its own life, as we have to do with our own children at some point. And I hope then I will have more space in my brain to explore what I want to do next. But today I do not know.
Well, on that note, all the best for the success of The Son in its continued release. And thank you again. I've really loved talking to you, and take care.
Thank you, Tim. Take care.